Have you ever loved something so much that you just want to make it happen every day? Me neither. This is a podcast today. Well, as Soulja Boy once said, Drake. Something like that. I don't know. I'm quoting that verbatim. Drake has been on my timeline more than I've asked for. And seeing more than him more than I've asked for. Although these days, it's like, am I going to sit here and lie and be like, oh, what am I seeing? I literally did a podcast like not long ago where I sat down and watched Saltburn. And if you've seen Saltburn, you know you get the. It's not even about, I guess, desensitized the right word, but like Barry Cogan is having intercourse with a grave. He's drinking how do we say, sort of, what's the right word? Let's just say spermy bathwater. That's literally what it is. That's not like some kind of other way to get around it. That's what it is. That's not being around the bush. That's what it was. And he's dancing around the house, stark nude, while Murder on the Dance Floor plays. You know what I mean? So, like, seeing Drake on a plane, snakes on a plane. You've heard of snakes on a plane, but have you heard of Drakes on a plane? Oh, that's the title, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's just like it's a whole thing. This is very common. Sexy Red. That was a full-on sex tape. That was on Twitter. That was on Twitter. That was a thing. It's like every celebrity under the sun, their nudes get leaked, and I don't know if I can't say it's on purpose because I don't really know what you stand to gain. Of course, you're in like people are talking about you, but like it's being spoken. I feel like Drake, is people speaking about you? Does he need it that much? Like, to me, it's just like people are just reckless. I guess everyone's just getting leaked and exposed in quotes. Like, you know, what does it? Not bruh. You know, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's been happening. That's been going on. I feel like there's more, and it's like it's weird because like other celebrities have all like chimed in, like John Cena and stuff, sort of like giving it the stamp of approval, like that's a good one type thing. Which, you know, each to their own. It's all a bit of fun at the end of the day. It's just an appendage, right? All that being said, that's like me in court, indecent exposure. No, yeah. That being said, you know, you should try and keep it under wraps, just because, you know, that's just how we operate in society usually. But also, I didn't. That was a plane. That's what I want to speak about. Actually, can we actually can we rewind? That was a plane apparently in that video. People were saying, like, doing their detective work, oh my god, that has to definitely be Drake because, like, who else looks like Drake and has a plane which has a bed in it? And I was like, what plane? There's turbulence. I'm thinking, wait, is this in the back of a lorry? Is this not a plane? I've never seen a plane like that. I've never experienced seeing a plane like that, even on Google Images, let alone in real life. I've been on a plane in my life, I think twice. Is it really only twice? No, I think three times. Yeah, I think three times. Once when I was sort of seven, I don't really remember it. My ears were hurting. Second time, like 5 years ago, and then last year, on my own. And each time I've been on a plane, they've been quite small. Like, I've never been on like one of them big Boeing ones. Like, I've never been on a plane where there's two aisles. You got like the three in the middle, and then like the two. I've only ever been where it's one aisle down the middle on a plane like that. Obviously, always economy or whatever the cheapest one is. My knees hurt. Even if the places I've only been, I've never been anywhere longer than 2 hours. I've got frog legs. My knees hurt. You know, it's always been economy. So I have never once, you know, tasted the finer eats of premium economy, even, let alone business, let alone first class. So obviously, never ever have I probably even seen a private jet, let alone been in a private jet. And that being said, even people who I have seen in videos who are on private jets, I have never seen one like this in my life. I've never seen a private, wider than my room, full on bed and like set up in there, nicer than a lot of people's houses, probably, you know, cheaper than a lot of the ones in London too. Crazy going on. No one wants to talk about that though. That was wild. That was insane. That blew my breath away. Honey, what are you looking at? This Drake video is blowing my breath away. What? No, the plane. It's crazy. Snakes on the plane. That's such a great. Oh my god, it's such a great title as well. Sorry, yeah, I'm just completely unprepared. But apart from that, from Drake, who honestly, Drake, I just gotta thank you because at least it's something to talk about. And honestly, you know, these days get slow, mate. They get very slow. So if a celebrity can just sort of get their knob out every other week, and then we just got something to mention. Oh, this week it was Michael Bublé. That's the first guy that came to my name. Don't know if anyone would care. Who is actually famous? I become more of a boomer every day. I guess like Ice Spice is very much in the zeitgeist. Honestly, get me on a track. I didn't even pre-write that. Who else is like who's doing their thing? Who's doing their thing right now? Who's staying in that thing? Trying to think. Who's who's big? Not in that way. But no, who's doing big things? I don't even know. I genuinely am trying to think of famous people and I can't. Which is not true. I'm obviously names are going through my head, but I'm trying to think of people and they're not really working. Where's my Oh, here they are. My list of things that have been happening. What, anything else that's been happening? Why am I saying happening like I'm a real Cockney gazer? Um, the show would be better if more people. Oh, Gayton. Do I need to mention that? Gina, someone's suing Disney. Just trying to think. Just trying to think. Just trying to wipe the mind and get it clear. And it is awkward though. If you know if you got a girlfriend and you know the Drake video, you know you just kind of going. You're trying to measure it with sort of going. Okay, there's a Pepsi can in the corner. So if a Pepsi can's about 15 centimeters, I don't know how tall a Pepsi can is, and then we sort of convert that over, and then we measure, then I can confer that that's apparently around this size. She's watched the video a lot. How many? Okay, jokes aside, how many relationships you reckon ended? I would love to know stats like this. This would be a great time to die. Just so you can knock on God's door and ask him for some cool stats. Because a stat I'd love to know right now is how many like you know when like Hamilton signed for Ferrari, it's like you could see their stocks literally raise. You could see how many people started buying shirts or shirt sales and like how much stuff went up. Right, I'd love to see a graph of like how many relationships between the ages of like 16 and 20, not 16 to, not like relationship between people who are 16 and like 25, but like between people who are like 16 and 30, or maybe you don't even need the age bracket, right, of relationships that ended due to that Drake video. Like how many people do you reckon just looked over their girlfriend's shoulder too many times and just thought, I get it's on your time, you don't need, that's too much, and then a whole row happened. I don't know, I can imagine quite a few. um would I it would be a little bit, it'd be a bit weird, but then again, you're probably doing the same thing with like Meg the Stallion or Ice Spice, whatever. Like she's probably thinking, well, she probably doesn't even think about it, but she's probably thinking, why have you watched "You Not Even a Fart" or whatever it is, the Ice Spice song? Why have you watched? She's in none of your playlists, but in your YouTube history, you know, it says you've watched the last 9 videos are Ice Spice videos, but she's not in your playlist at all. Um, Ice Spice, she good or not? You know, I'm not gonna lie. She's not exact. She's not like Shakespeare. She's not, you know, that meme with the pen and the fire or whatever. But they are kind of like catchy. There, I said it. Sue me. Tie me up in my head in one of them stocks and throw tomatoes at me. But they are. Not that I can remember how it goes right now. That doesn't really prove my point. You ain't even a fart. It's just funny though, isn't it? It just is. Music can't be explained. What can I say? I'm actually so broke right now. I don't even have Spotify Premium, so I don't even have a playlist this year. Usually I have like a playlist like 2020, 2021, and just called the name of the year 2022, 2023. We're deep into February. I haven't got a single place. If I ever want to listen to music, I'm just going on shuffle on the 2023 playlist, which is rare because I never do shuffle. I know. I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I'm one of those weirdo guys. I'm a bit quirky. What can I say? When I listen to music, well, actually, this is the opposite of quirky. This is very regimented. I make a playlist. I only listen to like one playlist, which is the one I made of songs that came out that year or songs I've listened to or found that year. And I never shuffle. I don't like to shuffle. I click play and it's the same order. That's why now sometimes if I hear a song out somewhere or in an advert or whatever, and it's a song that was on that playlist, as soon as it ends, whatever song was next in my playlist will start to play. So say like what's like a popular song everyone would know? You're my sunflower. As that starts to fade out just on the radio, in my head the next song would be playing, whichever it was, which would be like Money Man, Money Man. Like that wouldn't be on my playlist. I'm not even gonna lie. But that's how it works, which I don't know if that's cool or relatable, but it does happen. Which is kind of jarring because if I ever listen to an album that I've taken a lot of songs off into a playlist, I listen to just the album order, it might be out of in a different order than one of my playlists. So when songs end, I'm starting to think the next one's going to start and it's going to be like, woo! But then really it's like a sad song and it's just a completely different vibe and it just throws me off guard. That's the thing I don't like about Shuffle as well. It's like, I kind of want to know what's coming next. I don't want them to just throw a random thing at me and I'm like, no, I don't want this. I don't want to have to be going into my, skip, 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 or like, I kind of just want to know the order. And I won't play it from the very start. Like, I won't be in November still playing it from the start. Because that way I'd only ever probably get through January songs. Like, once I've got to, like a couple months in, I start moving my start points. And that maybe now 7 songs down, and I'll start it from there and go down. If you don't know, now you know. And if you do know, you know. And it's just how it is. And I'm sure, like, again, like, those memes you see, like, what? Other people do that too? Other people try and look at the light bulb go off before they shut the fridge? What? I thought only I did that. It was just a weird thing I came up with in my head. Like, I'm sure if people out there do that as well, there's probably people out there who listen to their playlists just without shuffle and do that. Exactly. It's not that weird. It's actually very probably common. Although I haven't heard anyone say it. I have got other stuff in here. But I don't know, man. I don't really feel like talking about them. I don't know why. I kind of feel like they deserve their own app. It's a different vibe. This is sort of a. I don't like the word I was about to say, so I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe just call it at 12 minutes. It feels kind of lame though. I feel like I really should be doing at least 20. But at the same time, Chelsea played today, and I had to do a reaction to that game, which we beat Aston Villa. Don't care. I'm going to tell you anyway. 3-0. So I also got to do that on top. So that's kind of half in my mind. So it's fine. I don't feel bad about it. I don't know what number this is. 300 and make a guess if you get it right. 337 or 8. Seeing whichever one's. I meant to say it. I keep forgetting. I meant to say at the beginning of these rate because I never say that. But rate it 5. Meant to be like say all that kind of stuff. But I never do. Like it. What platform are you on? But I just forget. And I remember at the very end, which is when it's irrelevant. But yeah, if you're here still, then that'd be cool. And I'll see you tomorrow. Pod a day, Dr. Way. Thank you very much. Dankeschön.